Alright guys, we are at part 2 of our trip today. We are at the National Great Rivers Museum, and it's on the Mississippi, and we're going to check it out, and hopefully if we get lucky we'll have enough time to do the little tour of the lock and dams. I believe this is lock and dam number 29, and it's big. So I'm going to get a few shots of it on the outside, and we'll go from there. Cool, thanks guys. Long before highways, railroads, or flight paths crisscrossed America, there was a river. The Mississippi, wide, restless, and powerful, became the nation's first great commercial highway. For centuries, this river carried dreams downstream, carved livelihoods from forests and fields, and stitched together a growing country, one boat at a time. Every great story begins quietly. In northern Minnesota, the Mississippi River starts as something so small it can be stepped across. No roar, no current, just a trickle of water that will grow into one of the most powerful rivers on earth. The Mississippi River begins at Lake Itasca, Minnesota, flows southward over 2,300 miles. The Missouri, Ohio, Arkansas, and Tennessee rivers all are tributaries of the Mississippi River, and then it empties into the Gulf of Mexico. The Mississippi River is older than civilization itself. Its path was carved not by people, but by ice. During the last ice age, massive glaciers reshaped North America. As they melted, torrents of water carved channels through soft rock and soil, channels that would become the Mississippi River Basin. The Mississippi is not just a river, it is a network. From the Rocky Mountains to the Appalachian Hills, water flows towards a single destination. The Mississippi River Basin drains over 40% of the continental United States, collecting the voices of thousands of streams. The Mississippi River is never twice the same. In spring, snowmelt swells its banks. In summer, it slows and spreads. Floods are not accidents here. They are part of the river's design. Natural meandering creates oxbow lakes. Floodplains enrich soil with nutrients. Seasonal flow shapes ecosystems and human settlement. For thousands of years, the Mississippi shaped the land. But in the last 2 centuries, the land began shaping the river. Levees and dams restrict natural flooding. Channelization speeds flow and increases erosion. Agricultural runoffs alter water chemistry. The loss of wetlands reduce natural flood protection. Long before highways, railroads, or flight paths crisscrossed America, there was a river. The Mississippi, wide, restless, and powerful, became the nation's first great commercial highway. For centuries, this river carried dreams downstream, carved livelihoods from forests and fields, and stitched together a growing country, one boat at a time. In the late 1700s, early 1800s, trade along the Mississippi depended on one simple craft, the flatboat. Built from rough-cut timber, these boats were square, shallow, and disposable. Farmers loaded them with corn, pork, whiskey, flour, and furs. Once launched, the current did the work. There were no engines, no return trips. The Mississippi decided the pace and often the fate of every journey. Flatboat men lived hard lives. Days were spent steering around snags and sandbars. Nights were spent guarding cargo from thieves or the river itself. When the boats reached markets, like New Orleans, they were dismantled and sold for lumber. The men walked home or found new work. Then came steam power. With it, revolution. Steamboats turned the river into a two-way street. Goods could be moved upstream, cities expanded, trade accelerated. But progress brought new problems. Floods, unpredictable water levels, shifting channels made navigation dangerous and unreliable. The Mississippi still ruled commerce, but not gently. As railroads expanded and technology advanced, steamboats slowly faded. In their place came diesel-powered towboats, smaller, stronger, and far more efficient. Unlike traditional ships, towboats don't pull their cargo behind them. Instead, they push massive barge tows ahead, sometimes stretching over a quarter-mile long. This innovation transformed river transport, allowing fewer crew members to move more cargo than ever before. For more than 2 centuries, the Mississippi River has been America's great highway. Long before interstates and rail lines stretched across the continent, this river carried the nation's hopes, its commerce, and its future. At the heart of that story, powerful, steady, and often unseen, are towboats. Modern towboats are floating powerhouses. Beneath the deck, engines produce thousands of horsepower. In the wheelhouse, pilots rely on radar, GPS, depth sounders, and river charts. Yet, local knowledge remains irreplaceable. A Mississippi River towboat may push 15 to 40 barges at once. Only fully loaded tow can carry as much cargo as hundreds of railroad cars or thousands of semi-trucks. Life aboard a towboat is demanding. Crews often work weeks at a time, operating around the clock in rotating watches. River pilots must know every bend, sandbar, and current shift, knowledge passed down through years of experience. Despite long hours and isolation, many crew members speak of the river with deep respect and even affection. In the 20th century, the United States made the bold decision to manage the river instead of fighting it. A system of locks and dams transformed the Mississippi into a controlled navigation channel. Water levels stabilized, travel became safer, commerce became predictable. The wild river was reshaped not to stop its flow, but to guide it. Yet, controlling the river comes at a cost. Locks and dams alter ecosystems, floodplains disappear, wildlife adapts or vanishes. The Mississippi remains a force that demands respect. Each generation must decide how to balance commerce, conservation, and the river's ancient power. Today, the Mississippi River is a working river, a highway for commerce, a source of life, and a challenge to manage. The Mississippi River is vital to shipping and agriculture, home to hundreds of species, and increasing pressure from climate change and development. From a single drop in a quiet lake to a vast river meeting the sea, the Mississippi tells a story of time, change, and resilience. It's not just a river we cross, it's a river we depend on. And like all great stories, its next chapter is still being written.
So you're the new pilot. Welcome aboard. Let me show you a few things before you go on watch. Towboats like this one don't pull, they push. River piloting is tough, but for your first trip downriver, you'll use just 2 controls. These throttles power your towboat's back engines. Right throttle runs the right engine. Left throttle runs the left engine. Push both throttles to go fast. Pull both throttles back to slow down. This lever moves the rudders for steering. Push right to turn right, left to turn left. You can steer with the throttles too. Now you're headed south and you've got to enter the lock. Locking in is like parking a huge car in a tiny garage. You're parking a vessel a quarter of a mile long in a garage only 50 feet longer. You've got nearly 2 feet of extra space on each side, and you can't stop fast. So take it real slow and cast off.
Alright guys, we just got out of the museum. We're now standing down by the lock and dam, and we're going to try to get a few pictures. It looks like there's a barge coming through right now, so we're going to check that out and see what we can come up with. Anyway, I'll get back to you here in just a second because it's coming through and I need to grab my other camera and see what we can get. Alright, bye. Today, the Mississippi River remains one of the busiest commercial waterways in the world. Towboats move grain from the Midwest, coal and steel from industrial regions, petroleum products, fertilizer, and building materials. Locks and dams, especially on the upper Mississippi, allow navigation through changing water levels, ensuring the river remains open for commerce year-round. This system quietly supports America's economy, reducing transportation costs and fuel use while keeping highways less congested.